In my previous video, we spoke about why the airlines will be resuming with their recruitments. We talked about the market trends. If you have not watched this video, a link of that video will be in the description box below. And guided by the idea that many of you candidates want to use this time effectively and gain some knowledge when it comes to the cabin crew job, in today's video, I am gonna elaborate to you what are the Iata courses that I believe are good to be completed. My name is Julia George. I used to be a cabin crew and flew for Qatar Airways for 10 years, where I have resigned from my last work position as a cabin service director. I'm currently studying aviation management master program at Wildau Institute of Applied Science in Berlin, and meanwhile I'm working as a snore lab assistant in Helios Clinic in Schwerin. Let's start. Boeing has forecasted that in the next 20 years, there will be a growth in the cabin crew number of 890,000 of cabin crew worldwide, because they will simply be there to meet the global demand. In the previous video, we talked about a similar research. As I have said, the link of that video is in the description box below. It's very good to know and to see what are the market trends, and then I think this video will be a full complement on that. Taking into consideration that the airlines continue to introduce new business models, new offerings, a new segment of new market preferences will definitely be needed to be introduced for that matter. Ladies and gentlemen, working as a cabin crew for a major airline is definitely an exciting and a challenging experience by itself. We use the word a lot, challenging, but that's the truth. In addition to the amazing possibility that you're gonna go and fly to a lot of exotic destinations, you also need to know, and I'm very sure that you do, the job requires a high degree of responsibility and specialization to ensure the safety and the comfort of the passengers that you're going to be serving in the line or in accordance with the industry, the airline aviation industry regulations that when it comes to IATA, they are pretty much standardized all over the world. I fully support your idea to take some of the IATA courses. This was a question that many candidates have asked me to elaborate, and I do believe that during this time of waiting, it is definitely a value for every dollar, euro, cent that you're going to spend on a course like this, because later on it will only bring you an easy way on your personal enrollment when it comes to the cabin crew job and more. Whether you're an aspiring cabin crew, aspiring candidate to become a cabin crew, or an experienced one, I do believe that this kind of enrollment will definitely raise up all your chances, as I have said previously, and I think now it's the time to go into it and to start. The first training that I have come across on the IATA offers is actually the basic or the airline cabin crew training. They have courses for the cabin crew training, and they say that if you visit their website, that this course is ideal for young professionals or young aspiring cabin crew who are looking to get a head start in the profession, who want to know about the skills and the responsibilities that are expected by the airlines, and they are focusing on the world's leading airlines. I do believe that when you take this course, they will teach you, or you will learn the standard things that all the airlines must practice. However, some things are being different from an airline to an airline, but definitely this is a course which I strongly support everyone to get involved in and enroll yourself in. Special attention in this course is given to the customer service and the procedures for handling unusual situations during the flight, with the final module in this course, which also gives useful tips, loads of knowledge and information for completing the recruitment processes. So I really like that they say that they pay attention to the customer service, also to how to easily enroll yourself into that recruitment processes. Now, this course also includes familiarization or knowledge when it comes to safety equipment procedures, or the so famous shortcut for this SCP. With some of the candidates I have discussed, and very soon I will make for you a video which is related to the cabin crew abbreviations and the cabin crew vocabulary that we actually have. So SCP, Safety Equipment Procedure, is one of them. Then they go into providing an overview of the aircraft safety equipment and locations, of the emergency procedures. All these informations, I have found them on their website, and I do believe that the cabin crew training, or the course for the cabin crew training, it's very useful. It's one of them that I say yes to it. I do believe that after completing this course, you will be able to gain skills which are related to understanding the cabin crew profession, understanding the origin and the current practices for different airlines worldwide. You will be able to identify the aircraft types, and you will be able to know about the relevant cabin crew functions in the different aircraft types. You will be able to manage or to get familiarized yourself with passenger interactions and the variety of circumstances that you might find yourself in or surrounded with. You will be able to get some knowledge and an insight on the emergency and the safety procedures, which are all in coloration with the Iata standards. Another course that I believe is amazing when it comes to the Iata courses out there available, which are offered, is called the Crew Resource Management course. In this course, this is actually my favorite. When I was a cabin crew, the Crew Resource Management course was actually the most fun time for me. In this course, you will be able to be familiarized with the strategies, how to optimize the use of the staff, of the equipment, of the procedures in order to prevent mistakes during your flying career. What I wouldn't suggest is that you take this course, the Crew Resource Management course, without the first course, which is related to the cabin crew training, because certain things you have to have it as a base, and the cabin crew training course, the course for the cabin crew training is actually something that is the base, and from there onwards you can go into upgrade. So after that course, this would be the course that I would fully support. When it comes to the crew resource management, we have to mention that the human errors, or the human factor, accounts for 80% of the accidents that are happening in the civil aviation. And I also think that this crew resource management course will help you to truly understand how to answer the cabin crew interview questions during your open day assessment day and final interview, as well as you will definitely improve your knowledge. What does it mean teamwork when we talk about teamwork on board the aircraft within the crew, how to reduce the mistakes that might happen during the job, because this type of questions will be asked during your open day assessment day final interview. And when you possess a knowledge of the crew resource management, this is very, very easy to understand. I think that this is perfect. This crew resource management is perfect for both for experienced and non-experienced candidates. For the experience, for those of you that flew, perhaps you already have a crew resource management for a couple of times done in your airline where you have been working for. However, if you're a fresher, this should come, as I have said earlier, after the course for the cabin crew training. What I also want to mention is that educating yourself will definitely make your vocabulary more rich and will boost your confidence. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, knowledge is power, definitely. And if you put this knowledge that you will gain into practice, then you will be you will come to the point where you will reach something, as I would like to say it, powerful success. You will be able to secure a job at 40,000 feet. You will be able to have an amazing enrollment and start of a successful career as a cabin crew. And then later on, you will find all the areas and all the aspects that the aviation industry has to grow in the same. The third course that I'm going to mention over here, which I also found it on their website, and I believe it's relevant and will complement not only you, not your CV, but also your overall understanding about the job, is the course which is called Unruly Passengers Prevention and Response. You guys, or the people that I'm interacting with on a daily basis on my social media platforms, are extending a lot of concern when it comes to unruly passengers, how to prevent, how to respond an unruly passenger, and I do believe that this course is something that it's totally worth to be in. Now, the unruly passengers are definitely a concern for the airlines in the world for a reason. Through incidents, a lot of things can happen and can develop, and these incidents are actually something that rarely happens, I have to be honest and say, and we want them to be to a minimum, but an unruly passenger can actually pose a real threat to the safety of the crew, of the staff. In extreme cases can cause the airlines a lot of penalties, a lot of money, a lot of delays. So none of the airlines wants to have that. All the airlines wants their crew and their staff to be to know exactly what to do in this kind of situations. Irrespective if you work as a cabin crew in the air or you work in the ground handling, an unruly passenger is the most delicate and the most difficult task. And I spoke about this from my own experience in one of my videos over here on my YouTube channel, which is related to restraining a passenger. We had to restrain a passenger on board the aircraft, and also I have another video in which I'm sharing to you the technique that we have used when it comes to resolving conflicts on board the aircraft peacefully. And I'm going to leave a link of both those videos in the description box below, so later on you will know a little bit from my knowledge and my experience when it comes to unruly passengers prevention and how to deal with them when you actually come across them. Coming back to this Iata course, I think that you will get a practical, you will get a methodical training, and this training will help you to know how to deal with incidents objectively and how to deal with those incidents with confidence. It is also a great way to learn how to identify and how to calm unruly behavior or unruly passengers at early stages. That is very important, and also it is great to have that multiple opportunities to develop your skills in some role play scenarios, which they say in their website that they have it as part of this course. I'm absolutely sure that after completing this course, the cabin crew interview questions will be definitely piece of cake for you. You will learn a lot when it comes to unruly passengers and how to deal with the unruly passengers. The recruiters will be able, when you will be answering all those tricky questions, they will be able to see that you are a candidate that can understand what can trigger passengers' aggression, what can trigger passengers' behavior, because this is the core reason why you have been asked all those different scenario questions, all those hard questions that you often find them without answers, and you sit down behind your Instagram account on your chat and you ask people to give you a ready answer, where in fact it's very good and it's much recommended that you understand what can trigger passengers' aggression, what can trigger passengers' attitude, what can trigger passengers' mind, etc., etc. They are also going to see that you are someone who can understand that this can determine the severity of an incident. This can be the reason for an incident, basically. And most importantly, you will be observed as something, I'd like to call this a quality candidate that will be able to establish effective de-escalation techniques, and you will be easily later on trained how to, let's say, restrain unruly passengers whenever that's going to be required during your initial training for the airline that you will be working for. All this knowledge-based information that you're going to get in this course will be a plus point for you, I can promise you that, and it will contribute towards your vocabulary, towards your confidence, towards your overall personal presentation during any form of your cabin crew interview or the interview for the airline that you want to apply for. All these informations about this courses I found it on the webpage of iata.org, And if you visit their website, which I will leave a link in the description box below, you will also find courses which are related to the crew resource management for instructors, fatigue risk management systems, human trafficking awareness workshop, in-flight security, SMS for cabin operations, and etc. etc. However, I do believe that these 3 courses that I spoke about previously, and I spoke about the cabin crew training course, I spoke about the course related to the crew resource management and how to deal with an unruly passengers, are the most important ones, that if you're an aspiring cabin crew, you will get the entire knowledge that you need to in order to present yourself as that outstanding candidate. If you're someone who already has a working experience, you flew for a couple of years for some airline, feel free to choose any of these courses that I have mentioned, that I did not elaborate it actually, as these courses will actually be an upgrade to your current knowledge that you have. If you have been currently a cabin crew, you have passed the cabin crew training, you have already passed the crew resource management, you know about the unruly passengers. So how about learning about the SMS system, etc., etc., and start to build up a successful career in another department or whenever an opportunity will be raised up. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching another video which is only there to help you gain more knowledge, to help you get an insight of what is the aviation industry like, what are all the things that you can learn and get to know and be familiarized with. And I'm going to be seeing you very soon in another video, and do not forget to click the subscribe button. Bye bye and have a nice day.